sign in.
Okay, camera is on.
Okay. We're here for the progress meeting for the Main Street reconstruction. I am Robert Dufresne. I'm with Hubble Rock and Clark.
Paul Gray with Ajax Page.
Justin Becker, Hubble Rock and Clark.
Mike Charles, trustee.
Michelle Polis, village clerk.
Joe Adair, village treasurer.
Ed Sirotowski, Armada Public Works.
Lyle Ballard, from the Village of Armada, street administrator.
Steve Clark, village council.
John Patrick, Township Supervisor.
Jeff Duzak, Fenton Excavating.
Frank D'Alessandro, Fenton Excavating.
Bill Pennycook, HRC.
Jim Eckhout, Armada Fair.
Becky Bryce, Armada United Methodist.
Danny Armstrong from Sunrise. Tracy Sarah from Sunrise.
Everybody back there, if when you get a chance, please sign in if you could. Just who you represent and your phone number, please. If you have an email address and you want to put that on there, that'd be okay too. First thing, schedule. Where are we at, Paul?
Right now we're cutting grade for.
We're cutting a subgrade right now.
Cutting a subgrade, have to put some edge grade in. We got concrete scheduled for August 3rd. And we put concrete in, sidewalks in, curbs.
Do you think they're gonna get all the curb in on the 3rd?
Well, that'd be 3 days. We put in the curb and sidewalk on the 80 rounds. And then,
Drag it off.
yeah, then we'll fine grade the road, and we'll probably pave it on the week of the, what's it, schedule there? Be like the 13th or 14th or somewhere around there, pave the, level out the road.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's without the driveway, it's without the driveway approaches.
Yeah, we'll do the 2 days, we'll do the base in the road and base in the driveways. And then we'll have the fair. And then we come back, or what do you guys want to do?
Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's really up to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, I don't want to work here during the fair, there'd be too many people. And
Well, if
Too
you
many
think,
trucks,
yeah,
traffic.
that's,
You know-
Joe and I have talked, and I've expressed to her that, you know, it might be too hard for you guys to even get materials in.
Well, I don't
and out.
want people walking on the hot asphalt, and a lot of kids running around and stuff, it'd be a lot safer if we did it afterwards,
Yeah,
top it out afterwards.
okay,
Because you're only talking, a couple more days, 3 days at most,
all right.
when they're done, so.
So we're looking to at least have, well, obviously all the concrete.
Yeah, you'll be
Most
up
of
with
the
an
concrete,
inch
or
and a half.
all the
curb.
concrete, or,
All the concrete be done.
Okay.
The concrete be done, the 2 lifts of leveling up to an inch and a half,
okay,
with the 5 inches base down. So,
and then you're thinking then like, after the fair,
yeah, we'll do the driveways and do the landscaping.
land restoration and
Yeah,
driveways,
restoration.
and top it out.
Yep.
You're gonna top it out and stripe is gonna be the last thing, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Do
we'll
you
get all
do
that
all your restoration
behind the
before you
curb,
top it out?
Yep.
Okay.
You might be able to squeeze in there after we level it too. It's all behind the curb.
Yeah, you guys.
Might be able to landscape.
Start to
Just got
some of
time.
it. Okay. What is the last day of the fair? Starts on the 17th, what's the last day?
It's a week, right?
23rd.
Yeah,
So, the week of the 24th.
4th we'll have it, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So by, end of August we'll be done.
Okay.
My friend?
Yeah. Provided there's no delays or or additional work or anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, the weather's supposed to break here, so.
Okay. All right, sounds good. How we doing on traffic? Everything going pretty good with the MOT right now?
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. Has the village been receiving any complaints regarding traffic?
Yes, we have. That some of the, apparently some of the workers from the crews are parking over in the handicap spots over on the Church of the Nazarene,
Oh, okay.
right across from Methodist Church here. Can't have that because, you know, we have people that want to go in here and use the barber shop or something like that. They're having a heck of a time getting down there, so you can kind of watch that.
Okay.
Talk to you guys.
They park there at the fairgrounds, can That's right across the street, right?
What's that?
Oh, the
No,
Church of
no, no,
Nazarene.
The Church of the Nazarene, across from the Methodist Church.
Oh, okay.
It's the one right here,
Oh, it's right here.
First Street.
Okay. Workers parking, okay. We could probably deal with it under new business, but we talk about it right now since we're talking about traffic. And I will get in touch with you about this. This is for actually keeping or closing the road during the fair. All right, because the fact that we're not gonna have a safe site. And we're still gonna be in construction, it's not gonna be completely buttoned up, and we're okay with that, we understand that. We wanna add some additional directional signs to get the majority of the people up to, I believe it's ARMADA Center Road and the fair entrance off of that. So what we're looking at is putting in making sure we have all the streets coming in well barricaded off. We want to put up some additional directional signs to make sure we get fair traffic around. We'll draw something up as far as the signs go. I think we want to make them specific, saying, you know, Armada fair traffic or something along those lines to make sure that we get the traffic flowing properly up and around the job site.
Okay. Yeah, the Minnetonka State's gotta make it up.
Correct, yeah, yeah. And I'll get this to you.
Okay.
I wanted to go over this a little bit after the meeting with the village, just to make sure I understand what's going on and what exactly we want to have happen here. But, you know, we really don't want, I'm sure you don't want the liability of having any type of traffic down in here when you're not being completed. So, that's the game plan right now. I think we just need to finalize exactly which streets are gonna be blocked off, what type of signing, where we want the signing to go.
All right.
So I'll get with that right away. And they can be on temporary posts, I don't think we necessarily have to drive them or anything, we can put them on temporary stanchions. I mean, some of them we could maybe even add to one of the signs, it's just gonna be a special sign, you know, directing fair traffic, so. Okay? Are there any issues with construction right now that we need to deal with?
Not really.
I-
Some additional curb and additional sidewalk that, connection on the 12-inch water main was underneath the curb, so we can tear out some of the curb.
Okay,
And some additional sidewalk that had to be removed for the curb and gutter.
for leads and everything.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it looks
that's
like
fine.
that'll have to be, you know, added on, probably doing the price, I guess, but
That's fine.
just extended quantities out.
Speaking with the village, we are going to allow you to just abandon the existing storm sewer in place.
Okay.
I have reviewed your unit prices for abandoning structures and bulkheading, and they're acceptable. So we will putting that on the contract mod and getting that approved right away.
Okay, good. Cool.
So that should hopefully save you some time and effort.
Yeah, that for sure.
Yeah. So, other than that, I think really the main issues I wanted to talk to you about was the additional signing, that work. I was just talking, and the way the contract mods are gonna go, the one is gonna put us over 20%, and it is gonna have to go to ad board.
Which one is that?
For the water main work. Regardless of the fact that it's non-participating, city fund or village funded, MDOT doesn't view it that way, they just see it as an extra to the contract. So it is going to bump us up over that 20%, or 10% actually. So it will take a longer, considerable amount of time to get it before we get it approved. I tried splitting it up and doing anything I could to get as much, what we try to do is get as much on a contract mod to keep us below 10. And then after that, it doesn't really matter, because every contract mod will go up over that 10%, has to go to ad board automatically. Unfortunately.
Is that with the combination of these services as well as the main? I mean, you couldn't split that up and...
I could try to take a little bit more out. If you want to tell me what you would like me to, I could probably move a couple of things around if you want me to.
I don't know, you would know better than me. I'm just thinking, you say considerable amount of time, you're talking months or?
Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
Will the extra concrete work and curb work, that's all gonna be extra for the leads and stuff downtown by the barber shop and some of the other places that we had to take out extra sidewalk?
That will just go.
That's gonna go in our unit.
That'll just go under a change order, or, at the end of the job, when we balance the job out, we're not at the end, but when we get to a point when we go to balance that item out, we do an increase, that's how that will be taken care of. But at that point, it's gonna be over that 20, so it's gonna go to
Yeah,
as.
it's all gonna go.
I do have some wiggle room in there, if you want me to try and move some things around to get us up to that 10%, get as close to that 10% as I can, and then put everything else on the other mod, I can do that.
I think that's what we would have to do if we have to wait 3 months.
Yeah, and any item in particular you want me to do, or just as much as I can.
Not really looking at it, I would say as much as you can.
Yeah,
just-
like the figures.
Because up to 5%, it's approved at the TSC level, those are usually, as long as they're, those are pretty quick. Any type of that water main information we put on there is gonna immediately take it, like I said, up to 20-some%. I can get it up to 10, which still has to go to the region level, but that still is handled fairly quickly. I can do that. Let me, hold up, I'll resend you those contract mods.
Okay.
Let me rework those a little bit.
Yeah, if you can.
At least we can get you a little more,
What did that total represent? Close to 200,000, something like that?
190
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
plus or minus, yeah. With the lead, with the leads in there.
Right.
Around 193, I think is what my number was.
Right.
Okay.
I know that's not the news you want to hear, but
It is what it is.
that's the beauty of working for the state.
Our people ain't gonna like to hear it, I tell you that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do will be helpful.
Okay. I will, I'll rework it up then, try and get it as close to 10 as I can without going over, and then balance of it's gonna be in the other one,
Okay.
and we'll go ahead and work. I think other than that, I don't, traffic, or I guess, we already talked about the traffic out there. Are you having any issues at all, any problems?
Not during the day, not during construction. But at night, we're getting complaints from the residents.
About cars coming through? Is it
But,
noise, dust, what are you?
dust main.
Okay.
And you talked about the additional signs for the fair. I mean, absolutely necessary. They're not going to pay attention to them, but it's necessary. I mean,
You can only do so much.
night of the demolition derby, we're on a normal fair Wednesday, even with Main Street, they're backed up past 32 Mile Road northbound. So my recommendation would be put something out on 32 Mile Road and try to get people coming down Omo, take some of the traffic off of North Avenue.
It's probably a good idea anyway to just give them the heads up as far out as we can. That's probably a good idea.
Maybe one coming from, say, Romeo coming down 32.
Right there at the four corners of 32, just like she said, if you get you that 32,
Yeah.
some of them can make that decision to go Omo path around, rather than trying to make that straight through.
Yeah, if
The
they
bridge
come-
is still up.
Yeah, the bridge is up.
Yeah.
So you gotta go.
Lock that way.
Yeah,
We're
but
also
you-
gonna
you
need
know, you
signage
got
on
people-
Center Road for
And
the
actually-
people that are coming from Romeo.
And actually, we don't really want anything on Wolcott, because if they come down Wolcott to North Avenue, it's just gonna cause even more of a cluster trying to get them into the flow. If we can get them going northbound on North and on Homo, and then as somebody over there suggested, on the far side of the bridge, bring them to Center over there, and they come down Center.
I think that's how most people come from Romeo anyways.
Tracy
Is
Center,
it?
but that's, yeah, but.
We're gonna have a problem with the congestion anyway. I mean, if we're limited to one entrance and it's our exit as well, because we've always had two entrances, and then our main exit was just east of Esther's place there. So if we can't have that, the center's gonna be very, very, very
So
hectic.
actually, we should still be able to have that.
Will we be able to have that far gate for our main exit? Or is that gonna create
No.
more?
No, we should be able to do that, because that should be east of the road close sign.
At the one at Esther?
Talk
Yeah.
about the pig gate?
No, it's not.
No,
What's
no,
that?
not-
We're
we
We're
call
on the
that
other
what's
side of
the
the
gate?
far end of the
Farthest
church.
Oh, Denowitz Gate,
Which
yes,
is-
that's the other, just the other side of the
Just the
project.
other side.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Denowitz Gate is just.
What's the
other side.
easiest way to get, what's the easiest way to get them
Here's our
to
driveway,
center
here's our-
from the, coming from the west?
Building sign.
Is it going up Walcott? Is it going up?
So that's-
No, no,
Romeo Plank.
either Romeo Plank or, should be best if they stayed on 53 to 34.
34 is dirt coming this way, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you can take 34 to McKay, and
Yeah.
McKay over to Center.
Right, that's the way you're thinking. Or you can take that road too.
Yeah, or have, you know, we had a, I'm gonna have to check our permit with the road commission. You know, that was for signing on Homo, it's for the account, mainly for the detour.
The detour road.
If we have to start going that much farther out with our signs, I gotta make sure our permit is covered under our permit. We might have to amend it.
Don't they have a special circumstance? You know, this is a special
Well,
circumstance.
I'll have to, I'll talk with Kristen and Roland about that and see if that permit covers that. If it's a blanket permit, it's just whatever signs you need for your project, we'll be okay, we'll be covered by it. But if it's limited to a specific area, i.e., you know, north, Olmo, Armada Center, we might have to get an amendment put in with the county right away to, now we're branching out quite a ways now. We're all the way back on 53 and 34 mile.
That's a lot of signs and a lot of cash.
That's a lot of signs, you know.
That gets to be, those signs are all special signs. Those aren't something you're getting out of the back of the yard that say stop or yield. You're gonna make those signs up, they're gonna be rather expensive. So the more you make for people to drive by, the cost starts going up too.
Yeah,
Well, you know, you put up signs everywhere, but people just drive by them after the first one.
It's only been going on 100 centimeters.
Check my stays early now. Because you just, one of the entries was the, probably a lot of sign for some.
Yeah, that's what he was just talking about.
That really probably is more expensive than
Well, I think the first thing I need to do is check with the county, check with our permit, and see what they'll allow us to do. I mean, if it's a blanket permit and we're covered for any signs we need out there, we should be okay. If we start having to amend it, they might limit us down to how far out we can go.
Well, we probably need to know the cost of the signs too.
I'm sure Paul gets a good price.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's kind of sad.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk a little bit and get you a shopping list as soon as possible. And we'll tell you what size and what type of verbiage we need on them, and how many of each we're gonna need, and where we're gonna put them. We'll get that information to you right away.
So clearly stated, East Main Street is closed for the fair. Totally.
Other than, I'll immediate need to get in and out of there, yes. It's gonna get to a point where it's a liability to allow, I mean, we're even hoping to try and, limit pedestrian traffic, frankly. Someone gets in our job site, trips over something, falls, right now it's his liability. He's the one that's gonna be responsible for it, because it's his work site.
Every year, somebody trips from the fair, just about.
We can close the beer tent, right?
No,
It's a refreshment.
you
tent.
cannot, it's a refreshment tent.
Okay, all right.
No.
But if we have the intention of getting all the sidewalks in, we can have the sidewalks in and backfilled to eliminate part of the problem for people walking to their, down the sidewalk, but, and that's all you can do. It's not gonna be grassed, we're just gonna repair the sidewalk pieces, right? And backfill around the edges.
But if there's no parking on Main Street, then people won't need to be walking down Main Street to go to their
But
cars.
they don't park here in town and walk.
Well, they do, but,
Right.
I mean, they can get out Fair
Oh, they
Street
go
and
off
go
street.
around.
Behind you.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's-
you're forgetting the people that walk through from the subdivision.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
And the south side.
yeah, I guess I'm
Yeah,
just
you
thinking
wanna
about the
keep it
people
all.
coming in, you're right.
And then you also
they
have some
can
people
walk
leaving the
into the
refreshment
gate.
tent, heading to Chaps by droves.
Yeah.
Probably change that to Burville now,
Well, yeah,
just because of logistics.
you can smoke in Burville.
Well, I don't smoke anymore. I do have a question though.
Signage.
Yeah, take them north, but, the Budweiser Clydesdales are coming in. And although there's no firm plans, the conversation's been had between the fair, to bring them uptown. Chief, you may have input on this too.
Would it be like a little parade or something?
Well, they don't have a lot of room to run the Clydesdales on the fairgrounds because of distance, and with all the traffic that's gonna be on Center, would it be okay if the Clydesdales were able to go through that, to get downtown?
Can we bring them out the fair gate down Prospect
Prospect and.
to North? Prospect to Burke?
Well,
The church?
at some point, they'll have to use East Main Street to get down someplace, and,
Not if they come on.
You know what, if
Fair
it's a
Day, then-
construction site and it's still under construction,
They're not
they're
gonna
not
want
gonna
their
want
horses
their
out.
horses.
No.
okay, that's right.
They won't,
That would
they
be the
will
question.
not. You would not believe how they care
Yeah.
for
they
these.
That's
won't.
right.
They will not
I
allow
mean,
it.
we're
That's
gonna,
right.
there's gonna be a hard surface there, weather permitting, and, we have several weeks here left. And looking at the schedule that Paul's presented to me, we should have a hard surface there. It is not going to be a complete surface. So, yeah, if you wanna run the horses down there real quick, I don't think we have a
I
problem
mean,
with
none of
that.
the structure's gonna be up, they're all gonna be buried.
Don't those horses weigh a lot
Yeah.
a lot though? I mean, when they're coming down,
Well-
will that not damage
No,
the
it's,
sub base?
that's a lot different than a lot of car
Yeah,
traffic.
well, they
Car
might
traffic,
pad
we
their
don't
feet.
want
I mean,
running
they are
on
taken care
our
of.
surface.
And I only ask in case they can come uptown, in case they'll go on the road.
That's his
It would
liability.
keep them off the Center Road where all the traffic's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a cluster on Center, and that would give them an opportunity to get down into town, and show their horses.
So
I
the
think
cheap
our main
route
concern
From Fair
is
Street to
obviously,
Prospect to Burke, get you downtown, keeps you completely off the project.
If they can make the swing.
I don't know if they can do that as well.
I don't know if that's a good
our main
idea.
concern is gonna be vehicular
anyways.
traffic. We
Is
don't
it?
want that within our construction site. And as much as we possibly can, pedestrian traffic controlling that. 'Cause
Or where are they going once they get
it
down?
is still a construction site.
All the roads are
You
gonna
know,
be
it
adjusted.
will be, we're hoping to get as much of it buttoned up as we can.
Curves are gonna be in.
We know we're not down.
I mean, it's a question, whether it can be done or not, it's completely up to them and up to you guys, but I'd like
If
to
you're talking about
ask-
holding a parade down we don't want a parade.
No.
But if it's something they have to do for their
It's
staging.
more of a viewing, more of a getting their horses out and working because the limited amount of distance on or room on the fair.
It's the staging thing is what you're talking about, get them staged up to make their entrance into the,
wagons and
With chairs and everything else they're taking out with them.
I did read that in the paper.
Oh, they're just the most incredible animals in the world. Super big.
They're big draw.
Oh,
Big
yeah,
draw.
they are. There's gonna be a lot of.
They come every year?
No,
No.
it's hard to get them.
Been what, 6 years?
We've been waiting and waiting on a waiting list. There's only 4 different teams throughout the United States, and they're very hard to get here.
We've had them once before, it was awesome. They stay at the fairgrounds when they're doing other local events too. Just good bunch. Okay.
Tracy, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I just want to know, is there going to be a sign that local businesses are still open because you're directing them right away from us? And this is our busiest time.
Yeah, we could, I mean, we're directing the fair traffic, how to get in and out, but we're not, I mean, local businesses are all open now. Are you know, we haven't, I don't think we have anything out there right now for local businesses being open.
She wants to make sure the fair people know that they're
Right,
open.
because they always stop, you know,
Yeah.
get their pop, fountain pops, whatever,
Yeah.
Sure.
before they go to the fair. And-
Right.
And this, I mean, it's hurt us already. I don't want to crush us for fair.
We can, you know, we can add some signs out there. Obviously, if
that
we're
was
adding
one,
fair direction traffic, we can
Close sign
say
right
local
there.
businesses open.
Yeah.
Oh,
We can do
They're all
that.
saying that, I don't hold it yet, it's all there.
Yeah, it's not our intention to, you know, shut down the downtown. That's not our intention. All right, does anyone else have any questions or comments regarding what we're gonna be looking at to do for the fair?
So the side streets are gonna be closed to Main Street.
Yes.
The 5 side streets or 4 side streets, and it's gonna be closed at the beginning of construction here and at the end of construction down there. Do we have enough type 3 barricades, or are we going to have to order some?
I think we're gonna have to have some of those brought out also. Yeah.
Can you use any of ours? Why not take 3? Do we have take 3s? We have a couple.
We can, those are easy enough for us to bring out.
Okay.
If we're gonna,
Those are standard signs.
yeah,
Or
those are
barricades.
pretty standard.
Okay.
Those are barricades. Those are
I'm
just
not
the
buying it.
big boards.
It's making special signs, that's where we start to get. Is, the entrance off ARMADA stand, is that, and I apologize, I haven't been to the fair in 40 years, but is that the only entrance in and out? Or
Of the
other-
fair?
Yeah.
No, they'll have.
It will be the
traffic
only
on-
one at
It will
this
be.
point, yeah,
It will
this
be.
year.
Because they're trying to limit the traffic coming in there.
Not a single gate.
No other pedestrian
That's
entrances?
not a double.
They have one on
That's a
Fair.
They got the one on Fair
Walk
Street.
Single,
because of it's parking at the school.
single, yeah, it's gonna be tight
So that'll be.
to have in and out
Okay.
through there, that's why I'm hoping
When
that
you
we
say the
could
school, you
keep
mean the elementary school or
the
the,
dental
Yeah, the
gate
academy.
as a main
They park cars
exit.
there,
okay.
so there'll be walk traffic from there straight up
Oh,
to
the,
Fair.
yeah, the academy, and I'm assuming you use the high school parking lot and the
Yeah.
elementary school parking
Yes.
lot and all of those.
And historically, the town fills up. I think it's all of our flat tops, you know, they park in all of our parking lots
Everywhere.
and walk up from downtown.
We-
Church
we
always
told
parks
we
cars
park
too, St.
somewhere.
Mary's,
Yep.
St. Mary's parks cars.
Yeah.
So that might be
You'll
a
have it
problem.
come
well,
from-
all the churches park
churches
cars.
park cars.
Everybody parks in their
Right.
front yards, their side yards. One thing that I would be negligent if I don't bring up, we have always had an evacuation plan with regards to tornadoes and thunderstorms. And that evacuation plan includes the front gate and the back gate. Because we're supposed to send the front gate out to the east to move cars out and people out, and then the back gate to the west to move cars out. We've only got the one entrance right now, so we'll be moving cars. If we had to evacuate, we'd be trying to move cars out as other cars are trying to get in.
Wouldn't that be considered
That's-
though, your, you know, that's an
That's a
emergency,
special
I mean, if an
No,
emergency
we
vehicle. had
we
to
already
get down-
have to allow even any emergency vehicles whatsoever through the construction site. We have to maintain that access at all times anyway.
So if we did have to implement an evacuation, we would use Main Street.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, that's,
But we'd still have the Denneworth gate. If that's our main exit, you could still run east from there, and
You're
then
right.
on Center, we could still go west. So we would just have to,
even today,
Yeah, I know.
Well,
There
we
was a
could
couple
still
years
go
ago,
east and
that
west.
many years ago.
Yeah, next year, wasn't it?
even today, if we had to get a fire engine or a ambulance,
Yeah.
or even yourself down through your, we have to
That's the
provide
only
you access
time
for
I
that. We
remember.
cannot close it off emergency vehicles.
Okay.
But now you have 2 gates on Center Road, right?
no, what?
Only one?
One entrance and one exit.
For our
Two gates.
arena, we use the school gate.
Oh, one is the school gate.
They allow us to use theirs, and then we enter the fairgrounds. Okay, so that's for the arena event, so a lot of the traffic for that goes there. General public parking is gonna have to be just east of there, we have the one gate.
Okay. Okay.
There's no entrance off Omo.
No.
There's no,
No. It's shortly off Omo. I mean, you just come off the curb around.
Yeah.
It's
Half mile.
quarter mile.
just east of the school there.
Yeah.
If you want someone to build you an entrance off Omo, I know someone.
Requires some easements.
I think there are a few houses
Yeah,
that
quite a
would be
few.
there that
Yeah.
might object.
There's
I'd
quite a
rather
few
spend
homes.
money on signs. Yeah.
Okay.
What would we do to implement the foot traffic, to limit that? Taping them off? Rely on the barricades?
If we do not have the sidewalks in a safe condition, I'm gonna rely on Paul to take care of those,
Okay.
tape them off, barricade them off, whatever he can attempt to do. We
Okay,
know
so
we're
it's not something our
You're not-
DPW has to do? or-
We know we're not gonna, you know, regardless of what,
What you do,
aside
you're
from
gonna keep
putting up an
everything.
8-foot high chain link fence, we're not gonna keep everybody out. We know
Put a
that.
sidewalk sign up, they just walk along the side.
Yeah.
With razor wire.
They're not going to stop.
We're gonna reasonably try to keep as much
Oh, that's a
other
good
than we
point.
can. We
Sidewalk,
can,
block off the.
people will do what they're gonna do regardless of what we do. That's just the way construction is.
I would recommend now for all the individuals that do walk over from the subdivision, I would try to make, they're gonna come anyway. I would make a designated and safe as possible walkway for them to come across from the subdivision, because we do have a lot of foot traffic.
Yes.
Right.
They're gonna come regardless if they have a sign or not, so I would pay attention and try to make sure that they have as safe of a walkway as possible to limit liability.
I'd rather see them walk on the sidewalk.
Right.
But we could barricade off the drop with barrels, cones and stuff, and let them walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That'd be best.
But like I said, I was just saying to the chief, the sidewalks are gonna be in, the drive approaches are gonna be in, the curb's gonna be in, the road's gonna be in, except for the top course of asphalt, in all reality.
Right.
It's gonna be closed. Everybody's walking down that road.
Right.
They're just, they're
People
going
will
to.
probably be walking down the road,
The
not
road.
on the sidewalk. You're
Right, because
yeah.
the sidewalk's 4 feet wide and there's gonna be dirt on either
Drop-offs.
side. No, we'll have all that done, but it's still gonna be dirt.
Dirt, and if
So
it
if you're
rains,
pushing a
it's
stroller,
mud.
pulling a wagon, as the chief said, you're going right down the road.
Yeah, that's going a little close.
Because
Good
it's
point.
closed road and it's
Right.
28 feet wide.
Is
Right?
that a better scenario then? Settle
It's
down,
actually
walk traffic
true.
down the road?
You're still gonna have the trip step at the curb.
You're gonna have
Is it
There's-
over 2 inches?
But it does,
If
it's
you're
an
over
inch and
2
a half.
inches, you're getting sued.
all the way down.
Well, it's only gonna be an inch and a half, so you'll be good.
No, we're good. All right, we'll measure them all.
Well, you can put barrels down the edge of the curb.
I mean, it
You
is
could,
gonna
yeah,
be-
I mean, you could, but
It's gonna happen.
all you can
No,
say
it's
is
not.
sidewalk
You got-
closed or road closed, and if people walk through there, they're, at that point in time, they're at their own risk.
Like I said, it's 30 feet wide, it's
But-
wide, and
You
there's
still
not gonna
get
be very many
sued.
cars
Yeah.
on it.
But,
You're
Yeah.
not gonna keep them out.
And
No,
that's true,
you
too.
keep
You've got
cars out,
residents'
but you can't-
Cars are gonna be going in and out.
and that's
of
the
there.
problem. How many people, if you have to keep it open for cars to get into the 20 houses that live on that street, how are you going to keep their sisters, their brothers,
Right,
their friends from coming to their house?
Yeah.
So you're not. So all they have to say is, oh, I'm so-and-so's following
That's
him.
not local traffic though.
It's not local traffic.
You
but
might,
if
you might
you
stop
have-
somebody's sister-in-law. You
Right.
don't know.
You know, you're going to the fair, you're having a party, you know? You're gonna have people come over to your house.
Yep.
You're not having them park in town and walk to your house. You're planning on having them drive to your house.
That's right. That's a
Yeah,
viable
but
scenario.
the letter
Oh,
that.
I mean, that's gonna happen. So everybody that parks on
It
their
does
front lawn,
happen.
parks
We've already been
everywhere.
advised that the road's closed.
And
Right.
those of us that have been tucking into Fair Street and getting around,
Mm-hmm.
now we'll have to go down to Spencer because Fair is usually closed right off to vehicle
I mean-
traffic.
Our due diligence is putting up the signs to direct the traffic to designated locations where we want the traffic to go, to keep it as much as we can off our main ridge, or
Main Street.
Main Street, downtown. That's our due diligence. That's as much as we can really do. We can make it as pedestrian safe as we possibly can, you know. People are gonna do what they're gonna do. We have to provide access to the churches. We would rather not have all the cars coming in there and park, unfortunately, we don't want that. But on Sunday morning, when they want to have their services, we have to provide them access to that. We have to do that now. The residents, we have to allow the residents to come in and out. We cannot completely close them down. You know, we would like to keep as much of the fair traffic out of there. People from neighboring communities coming in there and parking, they've been doing it for 20 years, well, I understand, but we need you to go someplace else.
This time, yeah, it's the
It's only 1 year.
circumstances.
And we cannot keep everybody out. But we can make it our due diligence to try and keep as much out as we can. Beyond that, it's an impossible task.
Right.
We know that. Other than that, I don't really have anything else.
I've got one thing. I received a letter here from Reverend Curtis Clark, the pastor of the ARMADA United Methodist Church. And he is extremely disappointed. And I will read his letter verbatim. It says, I was extremely, dear Mr. Ballard, I was extremely disappointed to receive your letter of July 16, 2015, informing the residents of Main Street about the plans for the road to be closed during ARMADA Fair Week. The ARMADA United Methodist Church has a long tradition of parking cars during that week, and it is the highlight of our summer. We use this time as a way to meet and greet visitors coming into ARMADA as a way to be ambassadors, not only for our church, but also for our community. One of the benefits of that week is that visitors who use our grounds to park often will make a free will donation to the church for use of a parking spot. We do not charge a flat rate. We simply accept whatever they wish to give. Over the past 5 years, we have averaged $1,400 for the week of the fair. These funds go to support ministries, missions, and improvement projects at the church. Sadly, this year we will now not have these funds available. It had been our understanding that the road would be completed by the beginning of the fair. I understand that some weather delays have impacted progress and reasoning behind not having a temporary road. But with having nearly 60,000 visitors annually to the fair and Main Street being the major access to the fair, better planning should have been taken into consideration. I know that several other residents along Main Street count on revenues from Fair Week to help support their families, and sadly they will have to go without those this year as well. In addition, one of our weekly AA support groups has ceased meeting until a more convenient access is available to the church parking lot. I hope that any future projects as large as this one that the village chooses to manage and oversee does not cause as much inconvenience as this one has done and is doing. Respectfully, Reverend Curtis Clark, pastor of the ARMADA United Methodist Church, and it was CC to Marvin Wolak. And the only answer I can say to this is we can't control the weather. And I think that was a lot of why we're a little bit behind schedule, but I believe that with the work, I think we're on schedule and we're doing well. But again, we can't control the weather, and that's what it is. So at least Reverend Clark's, or Pastor Clark's letter has been brought to this committee meeting, and we're all aware of it. And I'll give this to Michelle. She'll put it on file. Thank you.
There's been a lot more to it than just weather. I mean,
Oh,
start-
sure.
Start date, extra
Yep.
work for the contract, so.
Exactly.
Weather is,
Weather is just
Not
not
just
just
weather.
small area. I understand.
they're looking for a May 1st start date over here. and
Yeah.
Obviously, that never happened.
That didn't happen. So.
Well, we had the sewer pipe collapse and that. You know, we've had some other changes to the contract, so I mean, I think that Ajax and Benton have done
So they've done an excellent job.
an excellent job at getting us as close as we are actually to being
Exactly.
nearly complete by the fair. I personally have to applaud them for what they have done and the work that they have done.
They've done some excellent work out there, and I know they've been working hard on it. My mother down on Main Street, she says, you know that, I've never seen construction guys who are so nice. She says, you know, our family's been in the construction field for a long time, you know, we're not that nice to each other. But she says they've all helped her out when she needed it. She wanted to get out of the driveway, there was a pile, oh no, she says, no, I can just drive around. The guy on the front loader says, oh no, I can move that for you, 2 scoops, and well, she pulled right out. And, everything is very nice, they're very, very conscientious workers, and I'm very satisfied with Ajax and with Fenton's work out there.
Good.
Thanks.
Well, that's all I have. We can,
One thing I got is make sure, I sent you those mixes ice for the concrete.
yeah,
You gotta make sure that they're ready.
I think they are. We've looked at them.
Well, Bob White brought it up, he said, make sure that the HRC approves, we don't wanna get out there on August 3rd and have,
I can send you the approval again.
okay,
I thought for sure I sent
Did you?
it,
Okay.
but I'll check it.
all right.
I believe that one, I got 2 going right now, that one is good.
Okay.
I'll check on that approval.
So have we closed the meeting?
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
I've got a couple of things.
Oh, you got one? Okay.
Justin, you got anything? No.
Good to go.
Michelle? Joe?
I called the guy on the big piece of machinery that was up on top of that sand pile the other day. How do you keep that big of a piece of machinery on top of a sand pile? It was huge. So, get some talented guys up there.
They're professionals. That
No, I'm good. John, all right.
Lyle, what would you have for us?
We are, I know Joe's still looking for, and I'm looking for some breakdowns on our, from Roland, on the, how much, well, for instance, on our, St. Mary's culvert, I guess there's a 20%, 80% split, and I don't know what our splits are on that, and Joe, I think you had some.
Township.
Yeah, the township split
too,
and
so we
everything
Need
else.
something in writing so that we can give them an
When you
invoice.
say the
that's
St.
correct.
Mary's culvert, you mean the 36?
The drain, the drain.
I would think too,
Yeah.
in all fairness though, that culvert really doesn't represent the whole project. Half of it's in the township and half of it's in the.
Exactly, that's what
I don't
we're.
know if it would be fair to say 20%.
Well,
No,
that's,
no, 20% is the cost that we're going to be splitting.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, we would split,
80%,
right, the cost. of it.
80% is federal,
Yeah.
20% is
That's all.
township and village.
and not only that, but I am John, and John, I wanted to call you yesterday and I didn't do it. I've got a call into the Drain Commission, Bill Mesterovich, and there could be some emergency drain funds. I'm looking for that also, so maybe it's gonna, you know, really shave some off for us.
Okay,
Okay?
all right,
So
I
I'll see
can
what
get
I
a hold
can do.
of Kurt Powers too if you'd like.
Well, that's a road commission, right?
No, drain,
Drain?
county drain.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
well,
I got the grant for the beaver dam then.
oh, okay. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, people.
No.
Actually, Lyle, I can give you this.
Yeah, if I could get a copy of that too. that'd be great.
This is the full cost. We didn't have any extras on that. We got it above than what we had, right? It was the riprap, the end section.
The pipe, the removal,
We had,
the tap was included.
Yeah.
in that.
pipe was, ended up being 48 feet of pipe, right?
Right.
Okay.
Or they came pretty close to what,
I can give you this. Now, this is the full cost.
Okay.
I don't know how you and you are splitting it up. I'm not aware of.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
Joe
that's
and
a-
Roland.
You're
are
working
on
with you on that, but this is what the full cost to the contract was.
Okay.
I can leave this with you.
Do you want me to make a copy of it? I can-
No, I got It's saved for life in my computer, so.
Okay.
But I can give you that.
John, I'll
That
make you a
is, that is,
password.
that's the full cost.
No problem.
And then you can,
I can do the math on it.
yeah, because I think it's 1820, full, I don't believe this is full 20. It's not full 80/20, it's actually better than that, I thought. 18.15 or 18 something, I think is your,
And it's explained in there?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's your percent. So, it's not a number, yeah. But it was just slightly over $14,000 for the entire removal and replacement of that emergency repair on that thing.
Yeah,
$14,008 actually,
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to know the full amount. So, you haven't placed a riprap around that yet, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, so we're all done with that.
It should be. Banks are all in, yeah.
Okay. Good, good. Yeah, so yeah, you can see, but however you want to split it.
Okay, well, that's what Joe needs to work on.
That's fine. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Gentlemen, good? Gentlemen? Other questions?
Was there a copy of the spec sheets, total project breakdown? We talked about that in the first meeting, and this is the second. The bid sheets? on
Oh,
the
you want
project?
the bid Taffer project?
Yeah.
Or do you want to know where we're at with the project?
No, just
Joe's
what the
got
whole
it.
project
Yeah,
is.
Joe's got it.
What the whole, yeah, what the whole project.
Do I have your email address?
Yeah, it would be on that sheet.
Okay. I can send you a
Thank you,
copy of the
Sean.
bid tab.
Great, thank you.
That's not a problem. Anything else? You all set? Anything other than that? Bill?
Nope.
Chief?
No.
That's the case. Next progress meeting will be in 2 weeks, same time, same place. Thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you very much.